What's up everybody, it is I, Hero Vange, and welcome to my comparison of the top 3 flying types for Go Battle League Great League, and we've got Altaria, Tropius, and Skarmory. Once again, I based the graphic off the PvPoke rankings. We've got Altaria up top, Tropius as the second best flyer, and actually Mantine as the third best flyer. Mantine is a debuffer style Pokemon, and with the way that I cover Pokemon, which is very simulation based, it's not gonna show you the true value of Mantine. Honestly, it's gonna be a lot more work to use debuffer style Pokemon to their fullest potential. Just knowing the simulations isn't gonna cut it. You're gonna have to really build a team specifically for that strategy, and also you're gonna have to practice a lot. And so I really doubt if I can show you the true value of Mantine in this video, so I skipped it and I went for Skarmory. PvPoke is what I base my graphic off of, but if you are considering a flyer that I am not covering here, then just follow along with the matches so that you can compare and contrast your flyer to these flyers. We're gonna start off with the steel types, specifically the Registeel matchup. It looks very bad, right? Zero shield throw on Altaria, Tropius, and Skarmory, meaning if these guys block once, Registeel does not have to block, and then Registeel can just go straight Flash Cannon for all three, but it is tied with Altaria and with Skarmory. Now, the worst case scenario for Skarmory versus Registeel is if Registeel lands one Focus Blast and one Flash Cannon after getting the Flash Cannon shield bait, so it comes out with a lot of HP. Let's say you went straight Focus Blast with your Registeel and the Skarmory was able to block it. Don't freak out, you can just go straight Focus Blast for the win to actually come out with more HP compared to if you went straight Flash Cannon. But I feel like the best thing to do really is to go for the straight Flash Cannon, because you're gonna come out with very low HP, meaning your opponent is not gonna be able to farm up much. Registeel is one of the best anti-flyer Pokemon, if not the best anti-flyer Pokemon in all of Open Great League. So if you're gonna run a flyer, make sure that you have some anti-Registeel in the back or something, or in your team comp. Now with Melmetal, it's only playable with Tropius because you need the Rock Slide. Thunderbolt is not gonna cut it. So yeah, Rock Slide wins, Thunderbolt loses. It's playable, not really. It's moveset dependent, I guess. Next line is Altaria, and Altaria is a bad matchup for Tropius. Altaria is a zero shield scenario for Tropius if Tropius blocks once. If Tropius blocks twice, you have to block once, so you can stay one shield behind. Now with Skarm versus Altaria, this is actually based off the stats, specifically the attack stat, because the last Sky attack, the one that kills both of them, is a CMP tie. As you can see, I'm wiggling the thing here. You can see, not charged, charged, not charged, charged. It is a CMP tie, so whoever has the higher attack wins. Next line is Azumarill, and Azumarill versus Altaria is a really bad situation for Altaria if Azumarill has the Ice Beam. If it has the Ice Beam, it does not have to block in the one shield scenario. So if Altaria blocks once, you don't have to block with Azumarill. If Altaria blocks twice, you have to block once with Azumarill. That is because Altaria is double weak to ice. With the Play Rough, you're gonna need to block once. You're gonna need to match the shields, right? So one shield, you win. If you don't block, if you think that it's a zero shield scenario, yeah, you see that Azumarill goes down. So you have to match the shields to win this with Play Rough. Tropius versus Azumarill is a clean fight. One shield, you win that with your Tropius. With Skarmory versus Azumarill, this is based off the stats, based off the IVs, and instead of the attack this time, it is based off the bulk, which is unfortunate for Skarmory, because what would you rather have? Would you rather have a little bit more attack to try to beat Altaria, or would you rather have much more bulk to have a clean fight against Azumarill here, right? Even if it lands the Hydro Pump right here, you can still tank it with maximized stats. So if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, if you don't know anything about PvP IVs, click this video right here. It will explain everything. Next line, Defense Deoxys. This is specifically the one with Rock Slide, Thunderbolt, right? That is the one that I recommend. Altaria and Tropius both have this easy one shield, straight Sky attack, straight Leaf Blade, and then with Skarm, Defense Deoxys can actually go straight Thunderbolt for the win. And finally, the Grass types. And the Grass types are actually the reason why I recommend the Air Slash on Tropius rather than the Razor Leaf, because they both kind of like do the same thing when it comes to the water matchups, but with the Air Slash, the grass types are a big bonus. Flying type versus grass type is a matchup that you will pray for whenever you hit that Go Battle League and you're leading with one of these flying types. Because of how hard they counter the grass type, they will most likely swap out, so you're gonna have that advantage right away. Really, the graphic here speaks for itself, but there's some stuff that I'd like to point out. One, Meganium is absolutely defenseless against flying types. You can just straight fast attack Meganium down with any of these guys, and that also highlights the importance of Air Slash on Tropius. Now, the second thing that I want to point out is that Skarm is an absolute lawnmower. It is such a hard counter to the grass types, and if you've been around PvP for a while, you know this. This is common knowledge. All you do is just, you know, fast attack away. You just keep doing it. You go over 100 energy, but why throw it? Why, if you throw it, your opponent's obviously not gonna block, right? So you're gonna come out with less than 100 energy if you do that. So, you know, just just do this and just keep going and going and going and blast the next Pokemon with one flash cannon or like 2 sky attacks. Alright guys, let's wrap up page number 1. What do you see? The first thing that you see is there is conflict with Skarmory's ideal IVs, right? You need higher attack for the Altaria matchup and you need higher bulk for the Azumarill matchup. So what is the ideal IV spread for Skarmory? Let's talk rank, right? I would say that if you have a Skarmory that is over rank 100, something like 100 to 150, pretty tight, okay? That is the ideal Skarmory. Now I'm guessing here, right? I'm guessing, but I would say that most people who have been PvPing for like a long time have a really high ranking Altaria. Altaria is a very important Pokemon for PvP. So I would say, I'm guessing here, right, that most people have Altaria below rank 100, below rank 50. And so if you have just a little bit more attack than Altaria, you can win. But you also don't want to be too squishy because Azumarill will destroy you with the Hydro Pump. You want to make that a sure fight, right? So I would say around 100 to 150 is the best Skarm. Obviously no guarantees because I don't know what's out there, guys. Nobody does, alright? That is the nature of Go Battle League. That is the nature of IVs in Pokemon Go. You just don't know, alright? But I feel like having that 100 to 150 will ensure better matchups with Altaria, Azumarill in the higher tiers because obviously those people know what they're doing. And so they're probably gonna have high PvP IV, high stat products, Altaria, and Azumarill. And if you have that 100 to 150, and let's say your opponents do have fantastic IV, Altaria, Azumarill, Skarm looks friggin' amazing. Look at this, okay? Altaria, Azumarill, all the grass types, hard countered. Only problem, common problem right here, the steel types. Plus, I mean, Defense Deoxys, but obviously Defense Deoxys is much less common compared to Altaria and Azumarill, which give problems to Altaria and Tropius. Alright, second page, we're starting it off with this beautiful creature here, Whiscash. We're starting off with the Mud Boys, right? Whiscash, if it touches Altaria with the Blizzard, it's dead, right? And the thing is, Whiscash is bulky enough to go Blizzard in the one shield scenario, but some more attack weighted Altaria can pull off straight sky attack on the straight Blizzard Whiscash. So I would say that this is a playable match. Try your best if you're on Whiscash's side to go for the Mud Bomb shield bait and land the Blizzard for the win. Tropius can go 2 Leaf Blades before Whiscash can get off 1 Mud Bomb and 1 Blizzard, so it's a clean match, 1 shield. But this right here, I have never been able to pull this off. It's not impossible. But I mean, 2 Blizzards after 1 Mud Bomb shield bait. Impractical to depend on this. Swampert doesn't have an ice move, so Altaria and Tropius don't really have much to worry about. If it blocks once, you don't need to block. You can go straight sky attack, straight leaf blade. You have that. If it blocks twice, then you block once. Swampert versus Skarmory is IV based, and it's actually more towards Skarm, but it requires you to have like amazing high stat products PvP IVs. So I think that if you have the rank 100 to 150 Skarm that I recommended, you're not gonna win that match. But the thing is, Swampert's very uncommon compared to like Azumarill compared to Altaria, right? So I would rather have those matchups compared to this. With Skarmory, we've already talked about this, so just a review, quick review, alright? This is an attack-based CMP tie, and then Tropius, it's a lawnmower, so just, you know. The next line is Toxic Rogue, and this is another match that you want to pray for if you are leading with your flyer, right? This is a match that you want to get aligned to. Skarm hard counters the Poison Frog, so not only is it a lawnmower, it's also, I guess, you know, frogs get caught in lawnmowers, right? So, yikes. Altaria can stay one shield behind with Toxic Rogue. With Tropius, Sludge Bomb is dangerous, so just match the shields. Moving on to the ghost types, unfortunately for Skarm, Haunter can get to 2 Shadow Balls in the one shield scenario for the clean win. With the rest, it has to bait with a Shadow Punch and land the Shadow Ball for the win. And then with the Alolan Marowak, we have a variety of matchups here. Altaria is part Dragon, doesn't really fear the fire, alright? If it blocks once, no need to block. If it blocks twice, block once. Tropius and Skarmory here have sub-typings or secondary typings that are weak to fire, so they have problems with the Alolan Marowak. Actually, Tropius here doesn't have enough juice to force a shield from Alolan Marowak, so yeah, Alolan Marowak can opt not to block if Tropius here blocks once. Skarmory is pretty bad because Alolan Marowak can actually farm down, but it is super duper tight, and since it's a raid Pokemon, probably doesn't have the best IVs, but as you can see with default stats, you can actually just straight, why is it lagging? It's weird. You can straight farm down Skarmory, come out with 1 HP but 100 energy. That's actually crazy. But if you maximize, yeah, so I guess, you know, my advice is go straight Shadow Ball if you don't have the best IV Marowak. But if you have like a less than rank 100 Marowak, you know, think about farming Skarm down and then throwing at the next Pokemon. And finally, we have the Charmers, and usually with the Charmers, it's a very, very clear matches, and it is with Altaria and with Skarmory because Altaria is a Dragon type, it loses, Skarmory is a Steel type, it wins, but with Tropius, Air Slash actually makes it win against these Pokemon. So yeah, you actually outspam them, so good for Tropius. Alright, so second page done. What do you see? What you see here is a variety of matches that show you the strengths and weaknesses of the Flyers, but highlighting that they are very, very well-rounded. You can see that they have amazing coverage, but they also have a really solid weakness to one of these types. Altaria, Charmers, Tropius, Skarm, Ghost types. But overall, you can see that the coverage is fantastic. Last page, there's only 2 Pokemon. We're starting it off with Alolan Raichu. Something feels off here. Very off. And that is Tropius versus Alolan Raichu. Can Tropius actually lose to Alolan Raichu? Yes, it actually does. It's super duper tight though. Since I'm recommending the Air Slash version of Tropius, this is the trade-off, but you get to farm down Meganium. So I think that is worth it. Altaria wins clean, and with Skarm, Alolan Raichu can stay 1 shield behind. Finally, Umbreon, and with Umbreon, it's moveset dependent. With Altaria, if you have the Foul Play, you win. If you have the Dark Pulse, you lose. Tropius outbulks Umbreon, which is, you know, just a testament to how bulky Tropius really is. And then finally, Skarmory versus Umbreon, and it's a little bit weird. Foul Play, Umbreon wins. Default maximized. With Dark Pulse though, if you maximize, yes, Umbreon wins. If you have the default stats on, Skarm wins, but with 1 HP. So I feel like Umbreon wins overall. Honestly, I'm just bursting through these lesser important matchups to deliver you my final review of these 3 Flyers. My final review is that Skarm is amazing. Amazing with the right IVs. It is just the best Flyer. But this is my opinion. This is just my advice to you. You know, you could still go with your Altaria, still go with your Tropius. They're still solid. Tropius is obviously a different beast. It's more of a grass type, more of an anti-Azumarill Pokemon. But I wanted to show you that it can hold its own as a Flyer, right? But Altaria encounters a lot of walls in the meta that Skarmory can actually get past, like Azumarill, like the Charmers. So I feel like since more people are geared towards beating Altaria. Definitely seeing more Charmers plus Azumarill is still a staple. Less Alolan Raichu, less Alolan Marowak. So it might be the Steel Bird's time to shine. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below which is your favorite flyer. It doesn't have to be for PvP. Just what's your favorite flyer? Subscribe if you haven't yet. Ding that notification bell. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys!